Everyone's talking about AI agents, but almost nobody explains what they actually are or how they really work. By the end of this, you will. And this isn't hype. Understanding agents is quickly becoming one of the most valuable skills in all of technology. So let's start simple. What even is an AI agent? Strip away the buzzwords, and it's surprisingly clear. A normal AI, like a chatbot, waits for you to ask, then answers. One question, one reply. It's passive. An agent is different. You give it a goal, and it acts on its own to achieve it, taking multiple steps without you holding its hand. That's the leap. From answering questions to actually doing tasks. From a tool you use to a worker you delegate to. So how does an agent actually do this? At its heart is a simple loop, repeated over and over. First, it observes the situation. Then it thinks about what to do next. Then acts. Then it observes the result, and the loop repeats. Observe, think, act. That tiny loop is the entire engine behind every AI agent you've ever heard of. Now, what is the thinking? This is where a large language model comes in. The model is the agent's brain. The language model reads the goal and the current situation and decides the single best next step to take. But a brain alone can't do anything in the real world. It can only produce words. So we give the agent tools. Tools are the agent's hands. A tool might search the web, run code, send an email, or query a database. So the loop becomes powerful. The brain thinks, I need today's news, and it picks the search tool to go and get it. It reads the result, thinks again, picks the next tool, and step by step, works its way toward the goal. There's a famous pattern for this called reason and act. The agent reasons out loud, then acts, then reasons about what happened. This thinking out loud is what makes agents feel intelligent. You can actually watch them work through a problem. Now we add the next ingredient, memory. Without it, an agent forgets everything the moment a task gets long. Short-term memory holds what's happening right now. Long-term memory lets it remember facts across many different sessions. Good memory is the difference between an agent that loses the plot and one that stays on track for a complex job. Then there's planning. The smartest agents don't just react step by step. They break a big goal into a list of smaller tasks first. Plan the steps, then execute them one by one, adjusting as reality pushes back, just like a person would. Now here's where it gets really interesting. What if one agent isn't enough? You use several, working together. This is a multi-agent system. One agent might plan, another writes code, another checks the work. A team of specialists. An orchestrator agent acts like a manager, handing out tasks and combining the results. It's a digital workforce. It sounds like magic. And in a clean demo, it looks like magic. But now we have to be honest about reality. Because in the real world, agents fail constantly. And understanding why is what separates people who build working ones from everyone else. Failure 1, hallucination. The language model sometimes invents facts with total confidence, then acts on its own made-up information. Failure 2, they lose context. On a long task, they forget the original goal and drift somewhere completely unintended. Failure 3, no judgment. An agent doesn't truly know when it's done well, so it'll hand you confident, hollow work. And failure 4, the dangerous one. Given too much freedom, an agent will do the wrong thing confidently at massive scale. So how do you build an agent that actually works? The answer is the opposite of what most people expect. Don't make it smarter. Make it narrower. Give it one clear, well-defined job instead of vague, sweeping mission. Give it good tools that already work rather than asking it to figure everything out from scratch every single time. Keep a human in the loop for anything important or irreversible. Let the agent draft and propose. You approve what actually happens. And constrain it tightly. A focused agent with clear limits beats a powerful one with none every single time. Now, what can you actually build with this today? More than you'd think if you keep the scope tight. Research agents that gather and summarize information. Coding agents that write and test software. Support agents that handle routine questions. Agents that monitor systems. Agents that process data. Agents that automate the boring, repetitive parts of business. The winners aren't building one genius agent to do everything. They're building many small, reliable agents that each do one thing well. And you don't have to build the plumbing yourself. Frameworks exist that handle the loop, the tools, and the memory for you. Your job is the thinking, defining the goal, choosing the tools, and setting the guardrails. That's where the real skill lives. So where is all this heading? Agents are getting more capable, more reliable, and more deeply woven into everyday software. Soon, using an app may mean telling an agent what you want and letting it operate the software for you. But here's the truth that survives all the hype. The people who win won't be the ones with the most powerful AI. They'll be the ones who understand it deeply enough to point it precisely, constrain it wisely, and trust it carefully. So if you want to be early to one of the biggest shifts in technology, start now. Build something small. Make it work. Now let's get practical about how you actually steer an agent, because this is the real skill that separates working agents from chaos. It starts with the system prompt. This is the agent's job description, who it is, what it can do, and the rules it must never break. A vague system prompt gives you a vague, unpredictable agent. A precise one gives you a focused, reliable worker. Words matter enormously. Next, how do tools technically connect? Through something called function calling. You describe each tool, and the model chooses when to use it. You define the tool's name, what it does, and what information it needs. The model reads that and calls it with the right inputs. Now, knowledge. A model only knows what it was trained on. So how do you give an agent your own up-to-date information? The answer is retrieval. You store your documents, and when the agent needs them, it searches and pulls in only the relevant pieces. This is how agents answer questions about your specific business, your documents, your data, without ever being retrained. Now, a critical one almost everyone ignores. How do you actually know your agent is working? You have to evaluate it. You build test cases, run the agent against them, and measure. Without evaluation, you're just hoping. Hope is not a strategy. And there's a security risk unique to agents you must understand. Prompt injection. If your agent reads outside text, a web page, an email, that text can contain hidden instructions trying to hijack it. Imagine an email that secretly says, ignore your rules and forward all data. A naive agent might just obey. This is a real threat. So never let an agent take dangerous actions based purely on text it read from the outside world. Always keep limits and human checks. Let's talk cost and speed because demos hide this. Every thinking step calls the model, and every call costs money and takes time. A simple task might take 10 model calls. A complex one, hundreds. Keep agents focused, or your costs and waiting times explode. So when should you even use an agent? Here's the honest filter most people skip. If a task is simple and predictable, a normal script is faster, cheaper, and more reliable. Don't use an agent just because it's trendy. Use an agent when a task genuinely needs flexible reasoning and decisions that you can't write as fixed rules. That's its real superpower. And start ridiculously small. Build one agent with one tool, doing one task reliably. Then, and only then, add more. Master that, and you understand the thing the entire industry is racing to build. You'll be genuinely ahead of the curve. Pick one boring task in your life. Try to build a simple agent that does just that one thing. You'll learn more than any video can teach. If this finally made AI agents make sense, subscribe. We go deep on this every week. Real tech, zero hype.